Morning, Lincoln and Logan County. We are back, Jake.
We're there, eh?
We've been off for 2 weeks, but we're back here at Jake's Furnishings, as always. 1100 Woodlawn Road. You're in the cheap seats. Josh Komnick, the furniture guy, Jake Johnston, to go over all kinds of things. I thought we were getting rid of the Cardinals, but they're back. Of course, we've been off for a couple weeks, like we said, but they've hired a new manager. The Cubs have hired a new manager. Illinois football has gone downhill. Illinois basketball starts
6-0.
6-0.
Then have just died.
6-0. And then Illinois basketball has started to heat up. And a big thing around here, Railer basketball is ready to start. Next week, Monday. So
Absolutely.
We're going to have the voice of the Railers, Jeff Benjamin, in at the second half of the show to go over some of the Railers, what to expect, what maybe not to expect, and all things above. Plus, Coach Al is going to stop in. He's got a practice early this morning. Then hopefully he's going to stop in out here at Jake's Furnishings to give us an update on the Railers, a preview of the Eaton Electrical round-robin tournament that will take place next week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and 2 games on Saturday. But, Jake, before we get into the sports topics, we've got a special guest, a new guest to not only the cheap seats but to Lincoln and Logan County, Mr. Jeff Ahrens.
Hello.
Jeff is the new sports editor out at the Lincoln Courier, and we wanted to get him in here and talk some sports and talk just his background. And, Jeff, thanks for coming on this morning.
Well, I appreciate the invite.
No problem.
I'm originally from Streeter, Illinois, about an hour and a half north of here.
Okay.
Been in journalism, sports journalism now for 15 years. Worked at various newspapers across the Midwest, but I was my most recent 2 papers now, well, Lincoln here, of course, but before here I was working out in Michigan for a newspaper. I was a sports editor at a daily newspaper in Owasso, Michigan, and I moved back to Lincoln just basically to be closer to my friends and family, and this position came up, so I applied for it, and well, here I am.
And got it. That's the main thing, and got it. Owasso, Michigan, any different than the 3 weeks that you've been here in Lincoln and Logan County, or anything different with the Courier?
Well, the thing here is, in Illinois, this is a bigger basketball area, obviously. Michigan, it's more of a football state than it is a basketball state. We didn't have too many very successful boys basketball teams last year. I think out of the boys teams that we covered up there in Michigan, 2 of them had winning records. The other 8 were 500 or less.
Yeah, tough to cover that.
And around here, that's not acceptable.
Right. And you got to cover. I'm assuming more football was obviously. They were more victorious up there.
Well, we covered a team. They were called the New Lothrop Hornets. This is like a Class 1A team, a very small school that averaged about 50 points a game on offense last year, and gave up like 6 points a game on defense, or even less than 6 points a game on defense. They were a powerhouse who in the 90s won some state championships. So they're kind of returning to glory last year.
Sure. Being from Streeter, and right away when you heard that the opening came on, was this something that you wanted to do to get back closer to home?
Definitely. I have friends that live in LaSalle County. Actually, I also have friends and family that live in the LaSalle, Peru area, and friends in Ottawa. In fact, I even have a friend who actually even lives here in Lincoln.
Nice.
Person I went to high school with. Graduated in my class. He's a prison guard out of Logan.
Sure. And a Bear fan, Jake. We can't.
Absolutely, Bears fan. You like Cardinals?
Yeah,
I'm a Cardinal fan.
Absolutely.
I can't believe that.
Cardinal fan.
Way up.
Bears fan.
Streeter. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Illini fan. Bulls, Blackhawks.
There you go.
And Peoria Rivermen too.
And the Rivermen.
There you go.
And the Rivermen likes all kind of sports. Talking about sports, we talked this before you came on. Being a sports editor, journalist, what sports do you prefer?
Well, I'd have to say baseball. And this is in no particular order. Baseball, because I was an umpire for 13 years. Definitely basketball, because basketball is, the back and forth action, from end to end is extremely exciting.
That's important in this area. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
You need to like that.
Yep.
Well, you know what? when I was out of state, people around Michigan and other places that I've been have asked me, like, what are sports like in Illinois, and this is what I tell them. I say, football's very popular, baseball's very popular, but basketball is king.
Right.
That's just the way it is.
Yeah, and that's something that obviously you're getting ready to cover, which may be a little bit of a switching gears. As you said, in Michigan you were covering a lot of more football, and now you'll be covering and just name some, mainly some of the schools in this area that you'll be covering basketball. Well,
of course, the Lincoln Rail Splitters and the other teams in the coverage area, Lincoln Christian University, Lincoln College, of course. Then we got Illini Central, Mount Pulaski, and Hartsburg Emden.
Sure.
And basically, it's all of Logan County. So,
speaking of those, I was going to say that's something I know a lot of our listeners are kind of interested in, is getting the scores and stuff in there. You being a new sports editor, are you going to be able to change that up a little bit so it gets out there a little more frequently for your readers, I should say?
Well, actually, what I've been doing, back in March. Gatehouse Media, which owns the Lincoln Courier, imposed a 9 p.m. sports deadline, which, that's just what it is.
What it is, yeah.
And basically anything that's been coming in after 9 o'clock, which is a lot of various sports, whether it be college or high school sports, anything that I've received after the deadline goes up on the internet that night.
Oh, gotcha.
So, like last night, Lincoln College men's basketball game, I actually was able to make it out there for the second half last night, and that game ended about 10 o'clock, and I went out there. It was my first time going out there to watch them, and got the stats, brought them back in the newspaper. I wrote up 5-6 paragraphs on the game, and then there's a box score that's also up on the internet too. Also did the exact same thing with the Rail Splitters girls basketball game. I received a fax from the coach, and did a little write-up on it, and full box score up on the internet. So even if the box score isn't in the paper, we are getting them up on the internet now. And there are some changes I would like to make to the sports section, and that being one, I'm getting more stats in the sports section. And actually, that's something that it just involves some changes that need to be made to the actual sports page template.
Sure. And for instance, we play, the Railers play on Friday nights. A lot of the area schools play on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But a Friday night game for the Railers gets over at 9:30 usually, 9 o'clock, somewhere around there. Coach calls in the scores. So will that article or scores be in the paper for Saturday, or that will be for Monday?
Well, actually, on Friday nights, they've extended the deadline to 11.
Oh, gotcha.
So Friday nights, hopefully we can get everything in the paper for Saturday. Saturday, we have no paper for Sunday, so there is no deadline for Saturday night.
Right.
So, again, that stuff can go up on the internet, and the rest of it, like the story, could be in Monday's paper.
Yeah.
For a Saturday night game, but during the week, we're just going to have to get creative
and get the coaches get your scores in as quick as possible.
Yeah, get them in as quick as possible, and again, Springfield's the State Journal Register. They're also part of Gatehouse, and anything that I can or can't get to, anything that I can't get to, they can help me out with too. So,
yeah, and speaking of Lincoln College, I'm sure you've been well aware now that they're back-to-back national champions, and pretty neat thing for you to come into to a college and a history of basketball that they have, plus coming off back-to-back championships. Now you get to cover I think they're ranked 8th again now, and they've got a great weekend coming up. I know this weekend they played last night. They've got a game at 3 today. I know against another Division I team. So a great situation for you to kind of step into to cover a powerhouse in Division II junior college.
Well, like I said, I was out there last night for the first time, and I was amazed by the speed of the game. I mean, it's definitely it's definitely a step up from high school.
Yeah,
a lot quicker, a lot faster. I mean, those guys are out there dunking and stuff like that.
Have you before you got here? Have you covered much college athletics?
Well, here and there. I've never been a beat writer for anything, but occasionally I'd get press passes to go like to an Illinois game or something like that,
right.
or wherever I was working, I would get a press pass here and there. I've been to Michigan games.
Yeah, you got to use that pass.
Yeah.
Actually, we the newspaper up there in Michigan had a season press pass for all Michigan home football games.
Nice, and you should have been using it.
I was at the Illinois Michigan game last year that went to 6 overtimes or whatever it was.
Right. There you go. That was a long one. You had to cover that. Hey guys, we got to take a quick commercial break out here at Jake's Furnishings. When we come back, we're going to talk with Jake and Jeff about the Cardinals, the Cubs, why they picked their managers, and was it your decision? Was it the best decision, do you guys think? We'll find out in a minute. You're in the Cheap Seats, 96.3 FM and WLCN. Jake's Furnishings, located at 1100 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln, open 7 days a week. Phone 735-1212 or go online to jakesfurnishings.com. Jake, what do you got going on out here at the furniture store these days?
Well, we're gearing up this weekend for the big after Thanksgiving Day sale already. Kind of sandbagging for that, but we've of course got mattresses on sale right now, and then a lot of the items around the store have really nice pricing on them. Just a little plug for after Friday or Friday day after Thanksgiving, we will be our big kind of draw, I guess. Besides the pricing on some of the stuff, will be the one-night stay at any Hilton Express or Hilton Pro hotel. Yeah, we're giving that away with a purchase. Correct.
With a purchase, nice. Okay, so you can purchase furniture and also get a little night away.
Exactly. More information will be coming up to the different media outlets around the way.
Perfect.
So we'll see that here soon.
That's where we are, Jake's Furnishings. And also today, join Jim from the Lincoln Country Morning Show and Jeff number 2 from the new Nighttime Fix 96 live from 11 to 1 at Blades Hair and Nail Salon, LLC, located at 241 Madigan Drive in Lincoln today for the Blades annual holiday open house. There will be refreshments, tons of product and service specials, and Jeff number 2 will have his prize vault in tow. The Blades Hair and Nail Salon annual holiday open house going on now until 4 today. So get out there and
is it true number 2's attempting a spray tan while he's there on the air?
It's just rumor.
On the air.
Just rumor. We'll have to apply that when we get out there. Don't forget the annual WLCN 96.3 Lincoln IGA Grau Incorporated and Jake's Furnishings Lincoln Logan County Food Pantry Holiday Drive on December 2nd from noon to 6 p.m. and Saturday, December 3rd from 9 to 2. Once again, we'll be broadcasting the Josh Komnick Cheap Seats live Saturday sports show featuring Jake, the furniture guy, from 9 to 10. Stop by the show and show your support that day, December 2nd, and also December the 3rd. Guys, 2 new managers in the 2 teams that we both follow, 2 being you, the Cardinals, the world champion Cardinals, have hired Mike Matheny. Jeff, we'll kind of start with you. Did you see that coming? I mean, they interviewed a lot of guys. They interviewed guys with experience. They interviewed guys without any experience. And it seemed like it is coming now to maybe referral of the previous manager or now, but they've hired Mike Matheny without any managerial experience. But then again, he was a great player, a great catcher, and I think a lot of managers, as we've seen over the years, a lot of managers are past catchers, which helps.
Well, I was a little shocked by it. I know that Matheny has some minor league experience as an instructor. I believe he was a roving instructor in the Cardinals minor league system.
Right.
But I was kind of surprised by it. I thought it might have gone to Jose Oquendo. But apparently Mike Matheny was offering what the Cardinals were looking for, and I do like the fact that he is a former catcher. I mean, they always say that catchers, because they can see the entire field from their position, they can get a feel for the game and different situations that go on throughout the game. What will be interesting, I did hear on a radio report about a couple of days ago that Dave Duncan is going to be back with Matheny, and Mark McGuire is still going to be the hitting coach. So, even though Tony La Russa is retired and now Matheny has stepped in, that looks like the coaching staff, the key elements of the coaching staff are going to be back. And, once the Cardinals get Adam Wainwright back into the rotation, I think, who knows, maybe they can make another run at it next year.
Well, yeah, when you bring most of the parts back, and of course Matheny played for LaRussa, Jake. Yeah. Was it a guy, you're as big as a Cardinal fan there is, were you expecting Matheny?
Actually, once they announced he was on the interview list, I told some people that's the guy. And I think, honestly, I believe it had a lot to do with our pitching coach currently, Dave Duncan, maybe putting some words. I don't know if it had anything to do with LaRussa. I think the Cardinals were past LaRussa, to be honest. I think they understood what he gave to the Cardinals, and once he was done, I think he was officially done with them. But I like the fact that Dave Duncan thought he was one of the best receiving catchers for a pitcher that has played. So with that said, that's pretty high praise. He obviously knows the pitching staff well. He also knows defense well. So you put those two things together, he's brought in a really nice, strong coaching staff to go along with him. I am, however, surprised that a couple guys didn't get interviews by the Cardinals. Terry Pendleton being one. To be honest, that was the big name that I was waiting to hear
been with the Braves for a long time.
Been with the Braves for a long time under Bobby Cox. Yeah. He's also a former Cardinal, a batting title champion. I mean, he had the resume that can go up there, and it would have been nice to at least give him a shot. I wasn't surprised, though, Kendo didn't get it just because, I'll be completely honest, his ability to translate English does not come off real clear.
Still not very good.
Still not real
20
good.
years in baseball.
That's what I'm saying. And I don't know if that has anything. That probably shouldn't have anything to do with it. But I'm not saying that it. I'm wondering if it does.
Right.
He's been interviewed now for 5-6 different managerial jobs and hasn't gotten one. And I can tell you this. I know for a fact he has to be one of the smarter third base coaches to play.
Right.
Because the guy's been through every regime you can think of. Joe Torre. He's been through LaRussa here. I mean, he's had some dynamite coaches.
And he can play every position too.
Yeah. That's exactly right. So he knows, especially with fielding and whatnot, in the day-to-day grind of a baseball player.
Yeah, you would think there would have to be something that GMs, owners are not liking about. Because for me, if I was a Cardinal fan, I would have said Oquendo. I think third base been playing like Jeff. You said he's played every position. He just probably knew as much as anybody could know, being under LaRussa, all that kind of stuff. When it goes into it, I would have picked Oquendo, and yet they pick Matheny. So they know more than we do, and I guess for you guys' sake, you hope that it works out.
Well, yeah, and it doesn't hurt that basically you're bringing a team back that just won a World Series, and you're adding arguably one of the best pitchers in the National League.
Can you add the best player in baseball though? Is it going to be the
big question? Yeah.
And it sounds like the Marlins are hot after a lot of people right now.
They said the Marlins actually offered him a contract, and it was below what the Cardinals offered him last spring. So, maybe he likes the sunny side of Miami, though.
I'd sure like to be a champion more than I would the sun.
Yeah, that's why I think there's a good 4-month vacation there you can take to get warm if you need to.
Marlins were also after Jose Reyes from the Mets. I believe they were also going to talk to Mark Burley from the White Sox.
Surprised,
Of course,
Burley's interviewed with the Cubs too.
Ozzie Guillen, had a connection, has a connection there with Burley. So, and Burley is originally a St. Louis area native, and he's often said that he wouldn't mind pitching for the Cardinals before he retires. So,
you never know. Who's going to spend the most is who's going to get it, guys. Real quick, let's move to my beloved Cubs. Real quick, Dale Swaim, as you said, Jeff, right?
That's right.
Dale Swaim, the hitting coach for the Milwaukee Brewers, had no idea about him and didn't know. I knew he was interviewing, but I did not know that this would even come up to be this close. But it sounded like he must have said all the right things to.
Wasn't he? I could be wrong. Wasn't he the interim manager before Ken Maka took over?
14 games or 18 games.
Yeah,
or
at the end, right? Right. And then they hired Ken Maka the following season.
That's not a lot of experience, though.
Not a lot of experience, but all the players. I mean, you look at the guys like Prince Fielder and Ryan Braun. Man, they jumped on his bandwagon. They really wanted him to be the manager. It didn't go his way then, but he's got some experience, and obviously he's not the manager. Like, he's not going to be like your past couple managers with
maybe
Baker
the big name
and whatnot.
guy.
Yeah,
I don't think
he's not like Lou, and he's not going to be like Dusty Baker. He's going to come in there. He's going to be kind of soft-spoken with the media, I believe. Not going to be very boisterous with them, but at the same time with his players, I think he has might have that heavy hand for him.
Well, yeah, and I hope so. It sounds like he gave Theo because Theo said, and even things that I read, that the Cubs went through extensive meetings with all these applicants, or who was going to possibly be the manager, and this guy must have stuck out. Francona, kind of withdrew. All the other guys, they just didn't really care for, and Mr. Swaim has taken over the reins. Now, he has said that the players will be accountable. I read that last year with with what's his name, and I'm not sure he
read that with Lou.
I'm not sure
read that with Dusty.
Well, Lou was just wanted a bigger retirement, but we heard that last year, and it didn't really follow through. So, what can they do? They're going to have to sign some guys. The manager was a void, but now they filled that, and now they got to go find some quality major league players.
And a bench. I mean, coaches and whatnot.
Yeah.
He's going to need somebody with some experience on his bench just to get him through that everyday thing.
Right.
And you being a Cub fan, how do you feel about possibly taking the guy the Red Sox won away? I mean, that's kind of a cool deal. He was the only guy to be interviewed twice by the Red Sox.
Yeah.
So, and the Cubs get him signed.
Well, it's nice to know that somebody else wanted him. I'm not so sure that he was out there on the market for a lot of teams, but if the Red Sox wanted him, then I'm okay with the Cubs getting him, I think, because, of course, they've been power here in the last several years or whatever. And Theo kind of steals him away from his old team.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Well, I look at it this way. I mean, Dale Swaim is the former Milwaukee Brewers hitting coach. Look at their lineup.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. They know how to hit.
Yeah, yeah. And the Cubs don't.
And, the Cubs have a lot of question marks coming into next year. I mean, whether or not, Zambrano's going to be back, probably not. Whether or not Aramis Ramirez is going to be back, probably not. But, who knows? Maybe
they could bring T. Plush on. That'd be another reason for me to hate the Cubs.
Yeah, don't try that. Don't try that. Hey, guys, we got to take a commercial break. We've got some other guests stopping in today. Of course, the voice of the Railers, Jeff Benjamin, will be joining us here in just a few minutes. Coach Alexander, if he can get away from practice, is going to make it out. But, Jeff, before we let you go, continued success. I've already liked the things that you've done, brought new to the sports paper, the box scores, all that kind of stuff, the little things that some guys look at and kind of like. I enjoy it, and keep up the good work, and your busy season is about to hit.
I can't wait.
Good. And that's Jeff Arenz, the sports editor out at the Lincoln Courier. He is back not back, but here in Logan County now, a Streeter native, and wanted to get back toward Illinois, and he's here now. So Josh Komnick, furniture guy Jake Johnston, Jeff's going to step out. He's got somewhere basketball to cover today. So we're taking a quick commercial break here from Jake's Furnishings, 96.3 FM and WLCN online.com.